Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I can't tell if we have a quorum yet or not. There's one person that's called in that I can't see who it is.
That's me. Lisa, Ted.
Okay, so you're on
I
device.
have to use my phone and my computer.
I gotcha. I have to do that. I had to do that until like today, basically. So we do not have a quorum currently.
How many people do we need to get a quorum?
It looks like we're short one. We've got Allie, Anthony, and Les.
Yeah, are we voting on anything today?
Is Chris Heisman still here?
Still?
Is
No,
Chris Heisman still on our committee?
he is on the committee.
I'm Facebooking him right now.
Okay.
Who else can have Facebook? I'm getting a quorum, gosh darn it.
And I know, no, to answer the question, we are not voting on anything today. We are going to let you know what our plans are for the capital projects proposed that are going to be proposed to council for this upcoming fiscal year. But nothing we're voting on right now.
I think we don't really need a quorum if we're not voting, so we could probably give it a couple of minutes, and if nobody shows, go ahead and run the meeting.
Sounds good. We're 5 minutes into meeting time, so I guess when if the committee would like to go ahead and call to order, staff is here and ready to answer any questions.
I would say let's just go ahead and move on through.
All right. Well, let me share my screen so we can talk about our agenda. Okay, can you see the agenda?
Yep.
Okay. So is there any old business we need to discuss?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't believe it is.
Okay. Well, I guess we will move to staff reports. So finance is first. Can you see this, the finance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So basically, I guess I'll let you ask any questions you have, but a high level overview is we're actually tracking just ahead of where we expected to be with all things COVID. From a revenue perspective, we're just over that 50% mark for halfway through the fiscal year.
Woohoo!
So, I know, right? It's very exciting. And it looks like our city manager gave the mid-year financial forecast to council at a study session on Monday. And one of the things that had been a fear was obviously with the job losses and things like that, those sales taxes were going to decrease drastically. But it looks like people are just finding ways to spend their money differently. So instead of going on vacation and all the tourism type dollars, they're spending them on home improvement projects, setting up home offices and things like that. So we are still bringing in some revenue there. And then obviously our interest income is exceeding expectations from a budget perspective. So again, just ahead of schedule there. And of course, everything we talk about today is just our mid-year review. So through the end of December. If you look down at allocation of funds, this is just, again, tracking with what our budget is. And when Rich gets to the maintenance overview, you'll see, because, again, of COVID scheduling, we're basically focusing on repairs. And there hasn't been a lot until, obviously, we've had some snow recently, but It has fortunately been a dry run of months comparatively, so that's helping us out and letting us stick to those repairs instead of as much inspection as we would normally be doing. The biggest area that we're really moving ahead on, and again, not to steal Ted's thunder, is capital. You'll see so far this year, we spent 1.858 million in capital, or sorry, yeah, in expenditures, and encumbered another 1.3. So there is work on the project side that is being done and moving along in that aspect. So if you guys have any questions, I am happy to answer them. If not, we can move on to, I believe, maintenance is next.
Did we lose any staff over the last couple months due to cuts?
No, we haven't had to cut any staff. We've been plagued by required quarantines and things like that. Of course, that we have staff coming in on staggered and shorter shifts. So there aren't as many people in the office at any given time.
Okay.
Because when we tried to come back to full staffing, the numbers citywide just started to spike all over again.
Okay.
So we did go back to reduce staffing at any moment, which again, you'll see in our numbers of productivity. But no, we haven't lost staff. And in fact, we've shuffled some. Our people are moving around because we had a retirement, and then with the merger of Public Works and Municipal Services, one of our supervisors on the WPC side ended up going to the street side. So we had 2 internal promotions for supervisors. So that's pretty exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we're actually booking right along and have really good leadership over the storm crew right now. And we're really excited about that, actually. So anything else from a finance perspective?
No.
Here's our maintenance summary. And Rich, for you.
Yeah, so basically, with our reduced staffing levels, the COVID interruptions, the holidays and stuff, we have not done what we traditionally do on these numbers. We are trying to focus on known hotspots, known issues, and fix and repair issues in the system so that we're not having any significant flooding issues. And it has been relatively dry. Even most of our moisture has been coming in the way of snow and then slow melts. So we haven't really been hammered on the storm side. So we have been fortunate there. We don't have a lot of stuff washing into storm drains because of heavy storms or anything like that. So we are in pretty good condition, all things considered. Again, like Lisa had mentioned, we've got a new supervisor over the storm crew, and he is doing very well. We're extremely happy with his performance, and I think we're moving in the right direction with him. So that's pretty much all I have. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Oh, another thing I will say about staff. So all staff, obviously, through, and this is going back for years, WPC staff has always helped with snow removal. So as we've had these last few snow events, some of the staff has been pulled away to assist with that as well. So kind of that perfect storm of COVID and winter. So we're looking much forward to spring.
I do have a strange question. I have, how are the procedures going when like 2 or more people are required to ride together to a job? Are they taking separate trucks, or are they?
Sometimes yes, and sometimes they both have to wear masks in the vehicle.
Okay.
It really just depends on the vehicle and the situation and what's available. In the beginning, definitely we had no one riding together. If there's a traffic situation or anything like that and we can't have the extra vehicles out there, they definitely still have to wear masks. And they're supposed to be doing that anytime they're in a building, period, or even outside and around each other.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ted, you want the bar chart?
Yes, please.
Got it. I've scrolled down to basically where we start seeing complete in 2020.
Yes. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
This is the latest edition of the bar chart that we've been using for many years now. The darker colors indicate progress since our last meeting. Lighter colors just show the progress that's been done cumulative. When we have a completion date on a project, we'll add that to it. So if you want to know what each of those ABCs are at the top, you can refer to the key code that should be attached. So as Lisa shows, there's starting at 108 is now completed, substantially complete. We haven't got a final closeout, I don't think, on it. 112 Crescent is substantially complete. I think we do have a closeout on that. I haven't added it though. 111 Blue Lawn is still in construction. We've had a recent incident come up where a contractor that's been bidding on and has done many jobs for the city and throughout the Kansas City area just suddenly went out of business last Monday. Just closed up shop. And he was the contractor working on number 111 Blue Lawn. Now, thankfully, Blue Lawn's almost done. There's only but about 10% of the job left, but I'm afraid we're going to have to go to his bonding insurance company to finish the work up because they had made no attempt to complete their jobs. They just closed up shop and ended it. That, unfortunately, though, is also going to affect another job I have, and that's called the Walnut Gardens Phase 2, which is 116. And they had just about started construction on that. But there's been basically no work other than some staking done. So we're going to end up having to go to the bond. I think that's planned. We're not going to rebid it. We're going to go to the bond company to finish that work. That one's got some grant money assigned to it, and I'm going to have to work out some details with MDNR, who's awarded us like a $152,000 grant on that project. The other projects you can see in blue that's moved forward more is Barnes, Bristol, Fairmont, which is a new project in 2021, began. But if you look down at the very last one, you'll see something rather odd. All those are bold colors down there. And it's called the emergency projects. This fall we had, as a result of the rains last summer and some of the storm vents along Crackerneck Creek, we've had several bank stabilization issues, bank slides that have threatened our assets, also threatening people's homes. But we also had a culvert collapse under Truman, just east of Yuma. And we were able to, we didn't have any money, not enough money set up in our emergency fund at this time. So we had to salvage some funds and savings from other projects to try to scrape this together. As you can see, it's moved forward rather quickly. I mean, we went through a lot of phases, and we worked off of a price agreement that the city of Lee Summit had already established with Weideman Construction. That allowed us, by doing that municipal agreement with them, we were able to use that price agreement and go straight into construction using those already bid unit prices. And that has helped us expedite this project, along with working with engineers that moved it forward in a really expeditious way. I designed the Truman culvert myself with help from staff, and that went a lot quicker than normal. My reviews myself goes faster. But we're really pleased because what's really great about this, I wanted to talk about just briefly, is On the Trenchard bank stabilization job, the contractor had estimated $329,000 to do that bank stabilization, to take all that bad soil out and to put all new big riprap in there, restoration, stabilization, all this, and put pipes back, everything rebuilt. Thanks to Rich and Jeff and their crew, who were able to supply city personnel to drive the dump trucks to haul these materials. Because of that, and because of the good weather we had and a good contractor, that $329,000 is down around about $120,000.
Wow, that's amazing.
It blew me away. I am that, and that's just because of everybody working together. And we're going to see a savings on Truman too. I don't know how much. I haven't got they haven't put their numbers together. But again, it's amazing how working together, all these parts. You know, Truman Culvert had some of the worst utilities I've ever seen on any job in all these years in Independence. They had out there water and sewer, like 4 or 5 different telephone banks. They had power, they had sewer, water, you know, just like I said, gas line, big gas main along Truman. What really concerned me was when I got a call from AT&T and they said there's a dark fiber out there. And I'm like, a dark fiber? What? That sounds like a Star Wars theory. I mean, what's dark fiber? He said, well, whatever you do, you don't want to interfere in that. That is a national security fiber optic line that goes right to the Washington.
Wow.
So all that put together, the utilities came through and they worked real close by helping us pothole their stuff and getting everything identified. Staff, like I said, has been amazing working with Jeff and his staff. And I'll tell you, it's really shown itself by getting the job done really nice. We can have some pictures for you next time we do this, and showing you all that work that was done, and then to top it all off, the best part of all is saving that kind of. I mean, that's some serious dollars. So that's all I have. If you've got any questions.
Actually, one more. Ted, can you go over the proposed capital projects for this coming year?
Yes. Do you have anything do you have a chart?
I don't have a screen share on it.
Okay. I have them on mine. So we have 3 main projects that they're going to be presented to is going to be presented to the council for stormwater. The first one is Leslie DeCrane at Hereford. This job you've seen, if you look at the bar chart, you can see it got stalled out way back. First of all, it got stalled out because it turned into too big a project, and we decided to break it up into 2 parts and phase it. But it also has been stalled out many times by just the by the emergency projects and other things have come up. It just kind of keeps pushing that aside. So hopefully the plan is to get this one funded and back up on its feet again. The other 2 projects, first one is called the Rockwood Storm Drainage. And then next year we're going to present the design budget with construction the following year, because that's a big job too. This Rockwood is located just east of the old Rockwood Golf Course. It's that neighborhood from 25th Street all the way up to 28th. It's and there's several terraces and all that through there. So it's like 7 blocks is what I counted. And that's that will be one of our largest stormwater projects to date. and that's called the Rockwood. That's coming in, start design next year. And then the other last one proposed is funding of construction for the Fairmont neighborhood storm drainage project. And that's about $600,000. That's a neighborhood project up, kind of straddles Sugar Creek and Upper Rock Creek. So that's what I have down. Let's see, I got okay, there's three others that Mike reminded me I needed to mention. Truman and Harris, if you go, is the design build was awarded. They're in design and working on the actual work starting in March through June. That was originally a sanitary job, but I think we're going to be doing stormwater with the culvert improvement. So I'll probably be adding that to my list. I haven't had a lot of involvement with that, but Kiger, TC Lee, that was completed. And then, yeah, that's it. So any other questions?
No, thanks for your efforts, Ted.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like you guys have your hands full this year, but I know that the team will do great.
We appreciate the vote of confidence.
We've got a great team. This project and dealing with these emergency situations just prove what a good team they are. I'll be honest. I'm looking into seeing if there's a chance we can get an APWA award on this. I would be glad to submit on this. I'm so proud of how everybody worked together.
That's just amazing. I think if the city knew half of what you guys did, I think they would be super proud too.
We definitely are. If you guys have any questions, let us know. Otherwise, I was just going to give you kind of a heads up of our next schedule to get together. We will be presenting the semi-annual presentation to council in April, and that should be the first study session in April. So we will be meeting with you guys a little probably sooner than we normally would, and at that time we'll review the presentation for council and also high-level budget overview things, just so you're not surprised by things that come up in the council meeting. You're like, I'm on that committee and I didn't even know we were doing that. So just kind of want to hit some budget highlights, and then we'll have some more details for you to actually have in your hands for the proposed CIP projects.
Okay. And do you recommend that the board members also be there during the meeting when we present?
We are always happy to have people show up. I'm sure Les would happily have some backup because he has gotten to do the last probably 3 or 4 presentations, and most of those have been surprise. He's the only one that made it. Which of course I appreciated, because otherwise it was going to be like, yeah, I guess we don't have a report today. So thank you, Les.
I'm happy to do it as long as I can go over with, like what to say. Like, you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. We provide the slides ahead of time to everybody, and then there are notes on those slides. But yeah, we'll go through the entire presentation with the committee and make sure you all approve the presentation before we actually present it. So next meeting, we will need a quorum to vote for approval of the presentation before it goes.
Okay.
So I know that Chris had mentioned late afternoon works better for him, which is why we slid this from lunchtime to this. Hopefully we can just get that notice out there pretty quickly for when we're going to set that meeting, and make sure we can get on everybody's schedule.
All right. Thanks, guys. This has been so great, as always.
No problem. Any questions from the rest of the committee?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I guess if you guys are wanting to adjourn, we will, until next time, always be available to answer any questions you think of in the meantime.
That works. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
So, bye.
Bye.